back into that guy. But whatever. So, guess what is about to go down? This is pretty hard. I'm about to go do something that 70% of you guys, you just can't do it, or you won't do it. And I think you know what that statistic is from, right? I'm going to do my cardio. So the back day from yesterday, which would have been today's video, that's they're doing fucking construction. So that's on the Hostile YouTube channel, link below. But same workout as usual, right? Just me talking. You get the idea. So there's gonna be some shit on there. Uh, a variety of content, but obviously mainly lifting. Mainly lifting. So basic idea right now is I don't want to say what time it is because this is meant to be morning cardio. I woke up so late today. That's fucked. But I forgot to take my vitamins last night, so I took them in the morning with my creatine. I I don't think there's really. I mean, I guess I haven't looked into it, but I don't know if there's a perfect or optimal time to take your vitamins and your creatine. As long as you get them in your system sometime during the day, you're probably fine. That's sort of my approach to it. But pre-cardio, just in the morning, I always do 200 milligrams of caffeine. Now, I've talked about this before. I'm not just gonna waste $2 a day on a Monster or like a Rain or some shit, right? I just get fucking caffeine capsules. The equivalent of because if you drink a fucking Monster or a Rain as like your pre-workout or your pre-anything, right? The only ingredient that you're buying that for is the caffeine. It's not like an actual pre-workout where you're getting like the nitric oxide supplements and all sorts of beetroots and I don't want to say nootropics. You get what I'm talking about, right? But uh, if you're only buying that shit for the caffeine, then I'd say just get some fucking caffeine capsules. The likes of which, you can use code SAM. Actually, I think there's a buy one get one. Oh no, that's not for the caffeine. That's for some other stuff. We'll get into that eventually. But yeah, the caffeine capsules. I've been doing that since the beginning, even way back as a novice lifter, because I don't remember why I had a stigma against pre-workout for some reason. Oh yeah, I know why. In the beginning, I remember thinking to myself, I didn't want to be dependent on pre-workout. I didn't want to be dependent on caffeine because then it's like, oh no, I forgot. Well, I don't want to forget it, and then I'm not going to have a good workout. I mean, that's true, right? If you do forget the caffeine or the pre, you may have a slightly hindered pump in the gym. But is it that hard to remember? I mean, the benefits are certainly worth the hassle of, oh crap, well, I gotta take my pre, right? I've always had a bit of a, that always kind of rubs me the wrong way when people say they don't want to use pre workout because they don't want to be dependent on it. I mean, pre workout, that's definitely up there with some of the best things you could be doing for lifting, right? Creatine, caffeine, or no, creatine, vitamins, pre-workout. Those are pretty much the big three in terms of supplementation. Assuming your diet is good, right? You're eating enough food for whatever your goals are at the time. Then I think caffeine, or well, not caffeine alone, but I'd say pre-workout in general is going to be good for you. Now, if you're the type to be prone to jitteriness, let's say you have a fucking Coke at 6 o'clock and then you can't go to bed till 2. Well, shit, man. Why don't you get a caffeine-free pre-workout? Boom, right? It's still going to give you a better pump. Still going to give you a freaking better pump. But in the context of cardio, like I was just saying, now in a roundabout way, I don't need actual pre-workout, but I do like the caffeine. Partially because think I remember reading something. It's good for, increased lipolysis, right? So that's like burning fat. But I mean, in a bulking context, you're not really going to be burning fat. You know. For me, I mean, the caffeine capsule in the morning, that's the coffee in the morning, just so I can wake my ass up. Wow, so nothing else to really talk about. The cardio is going to be the seated bike, right? Not the one where the pedals are below the seat, the one where the pedals are like in front of the seat, almost in a reclined position. I like that one the most because, compared to like the treadmill, you can burn calories a little bit faster, or at least the machine says so. But the real benefit, the real reason I like it is because when you're sitting down pedaling, your torso isn't wobbling around, right? Like if I were to do the Stairmaster or something, it would be fucking hard for me to play on my phone, right? Because you're fucking trying to worry about your balance, you know. That, the argument that, oh, I don't want to do cardio, it's so fucking boring. What? I don't understand it. You can literally fucking play on your phone the whole time, right? That's what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to circulate in a fashion which you would attribute to an addict of dopamine. I'm going to circulate between TikTok, Clash Royale, YouTube, Instagram. You know the drill if you have a fucking smartphone. And then before I know it, 300 calories burned. I'm done. Let's get the fuck out of here. So, I don't want to do the cardio after the lift, right? Right after I'm done lifting, I want to be done, get in the car, drink the cluster dextrin shake, get some carbs into my system. I just want to rest. But, if I do the cardio, uh, I guess it depends. Like, since this isn't high intensity, uh, I don't have to wait like 8 hours before lifting tonight. But I wouldn't want to do the cardio like an hour before the actual lift. So I'd say, kind of as a rule of thumb, at least for me, um, I'd want to wait at least maybe 4 hours after the cardio, plus some meals in between, before I actually go lift, just to make sure I'm nice and recovered, right? Because it's not like I'm gonna get off the seated bike and go, like dying. But I'm slightly fatigued, right? Enough so that I want to kind of take a while before I actually go into the weight room and throw some shit around. Because if you do your cardio right before your lift, you, you're just burning off energy almost pointlessly, right? Because then when you actually go into the weights, you're going to be more tired. You're not going to be as strong, and you may be able to lift intensely, right? Like intensity is just a measure of your effort. So you could still go super hard in the gym, on the weights and during your sets, but the fact that you kind of weakened your system as a whole from doing, breaking a sweat on the cardio beforehand, I think it's going to limit the effectiveness of the lift, right? That's like, I'd almost think of it like, what am I trying to say here? Like doing cardio before your lift is almost like dulling an axe before you start chopping into a tree, right? Sure, you can still swing the axe just as hard. It'll feel just as hard, but you're not going to make as effective cuts. So if you can understand that logic, then hopefully you can, Jesus Christ, start to get the idea. So I'm going to go in there and sit down. I mean, there's no reason to show it. In terms of, so I will say this though. I'm going to put it at level 9 and pedal at such a rate where the machine says that I will burn just about 300 calories in 30 minutes. Now, whether or not it's actually 300, who gives a shit? It's really just enough so that by about the 15-minute mark, I'm starting to sweat. That's kind of how I gauge it. So let's just fucking get that finished up. There we go. There's a guy doing a bit of a Bosu ball workout in the yoga room that I typically like. The one that just has one of these single lights on at once rather than the whole array. You know, I'm sure you guys already know about downlighting and shit like that. So obviously no pump, but I guess this is more so of an unpumped torso check-in, right? So maybe compare this to a chest pump. Definitely looks a lot freakier than baseline. And then, well, I guess from the front you can't really tell if the back is pumped. But man, I should have wore shorts. I'm not gonna fucking just take my pants all the way off. But let's get an idea with what we're working with towards the end of the bulk. Weesh. I was about to say something, now I forget it. Oh yeah, fuck, back. What am I thinking? So, the back day, which would have been today's video, that's on the hostile account. The hostile YouTube channel. I think I said that in the beginning, but I know some of you guys skip. Some of you guys skip the car talk. Ooh. Tricep going bananas there. So, I mean, can't really be stated enough, right? The cardio is just going to help you in every fucking facet of lifting, right? In a bulking context, you're going to be able to stay a bit leaner while eating more food. In a dieting context, obviously, you'll be able to eat more food and still lose weight, right? Or if you're really getting down to, single digits, then it'll just help you kind of push that body fat down even more. You'll be less exhausted during your actual workouts, because one guy who does cardio versus another guy who doesn't, right? If they both do a crazy hard set of, let's say something that's actually, tiring, like squats, if you do a set of bicep curls, you're not really going to be out of breath. But the guy who did his cardio, sure, he might be huffing and puffing for a bit, but he's going to recover and be able to do a set way faster than the guy who just never does cardio, right? He's going to be out, and that's going to limit the intensity of your lifts. It's not that hard. I guess 30% of you know it's not that hard, and the other 70%, actually 71%, and that's with a pretty decent sample size. It's like it was 65,000 votes. So I can say with pretty much certainty that the majority of lifters are not doing their cardio. Not cool, guys. Not very cool. So let's just get the fuck back in the car. We're done. Broke a sweat, and now I get to go home, eat some food, rest up before I do legs tonight. All right, so cardio done. I gotta get home and eat something. Not exactly sure what. I wouldn't mind something with some electrolytes, right? So I think I might have a fucking pack of ramen. My mom made this big ass crock pot of salsa chicken. Love that. What else? What other sort of food do I have at my disposal? I don't know. I'll scrounge around the fridge, right? Name of the game is more calories. I always need fucking more. So I'll probably eat something big. At least 150, 200 grams of carbs. Probably about 60-ish grams of protein, maybe 30 of fat. And then take a nap. Let that settle. And then probably do one more meal of maybe a little bit smaller. Probably same consistency, a lot of carbs. And then legs should be a freaky pump. Not sure if I'll squat yet. Fuck, I gotta think about it. I have got to think about it, because even just doing 4 plates, my fucking adductors were firing. Maybe I gotta chill out on them. I can get a crazy quad pump just from leg extensions, so, you know, who knows? But I definitely think squats are key to building some serious strength in the quads. So, if you're able, squats are a perfect start to any quad lift. But I don't see nothing else to say. So I'm gonna go home, like I said, eat some food, take a nap, and then go hit legs tonight. So this video was recorded the day that it was posted, right? I don't know if you can, you guys always get confused, because when I number it, so this would be day 180. Today would be 190, right? Technically day 190 of the bulk, but that's a day after the last week. It always confuses you. It doesn't matter. So let's just get home and get ready for legs, which you're gonna see tomorrow.